your mission, should you choose to accept, is to team up with your mortal enemy from the KGB, Ilya a big blonde guy. And basically you're going to have to save the world, Napoleon. I have to say it's a dangerous mission, but I do believe you can do it. Basically because we've got nobody else. Welcome to Movie Damage, and we're so glad you decided to make us part of your day. And today we're doing The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And in commemoration I figured we'd go with a bit of class and style. So, what is this movie about? It's basically about the CIA, KGB getting together and saving the world back in the 1960s during the height of the Cold War. Does this movie have flaws? Yes. Was it good? Yes. Yeah, I fully enjoyed this movie, and I'm going to strongly recommend. Now, we'll start with Guy Ritchie. I'm a bit of a fan of Guy Ritchie, being a Pom and all. He did a really good job with this movie. As I said, there was a few flaws. There was a bit of pacing issues that I found more towards the end, but these were very small issues. The important thing is that this movie is really good. As I said, the comedy really works good. Yeah, the main two characters in this movie, you know, they played off each other very well. It was very entertaining to watch Henry and Arnie just banter with each other. And I thought Arnie's fake Russian accent would have been a problem, but he did a really good. Sorry, I'm taking these off. I'm going blind. He did a really good job in this movie, and I can't praise it much more. Also, you know, you sort of got to see Henry, you know, branch out a bit more since Man of Steel, and you know, he's doing a really good job. I think that the future is going to look really good for him. That said, now let's think about what could have been done slightly better in this movie. And you know, this is nitpicking because it was a pretty good movie. I thought, as I said before, I thought the pace could have been just a little bit more, but as I said, I'm really nitpicking here. Also, one of the main bad guys was, his character wasn't really developed at all. He was just there for the show of it, sort of thing. That said, you know, I really am nitpicking here. A really well made, well put together movie. The cast was very good. The script was excellent. As I said, I loved the banter that you had with a lot. There was a few predictable things going on, especially once you start realizing that these things are happening every so often. I won't go into any spoilers about that, but there is a little bit of predictability about this movie. That said, I had a good time. I'm not going to rate this like the greatest spy movie of all time, but it's definitely warrants a sequel. The action was great. The practical special effects were really good. I didn't notice much digital, but I'm sure it was there. And now to the cast. It was a great cast, from Henry Cavill as Napoleon Solo to Arnie Hammer, who played Ilya. Ilya, the blonde guy. Alicia Vikander, who was stunning in this role, really good. And then you had Elizabeth Debicki, who is radiant. I am in love with her. She is gorgeous. Also, not to forget, you had Hugh Grant, who I've got to admit, personally, I think he stole the show every time he was on. Was really good in this movie, and this is probably my only major problem with it. He seemed to be underutilized. Every time he got on screen, he stole it. That said, I'd just like to have seen more of him. Now, if they make a sequel, it's definitely set up that these characters are going to be together. So that pretty much sums us up for this movie. I'd strongly, definitely watch it. If you're not going to see it at the cinemas, catch it on DVD when it finally comes out. It's well worth your time. It's well worth your time. And so for that, I just want to say thank you for showing, and a little personal note to Henry. Just want you to know one thing. Batman's gonna kick your ass.